Okay, so it's Saturday. It's for us, it is the 13th of March. So 13th of March, midnight Manhattan time is when the first slipstream comes to an end. And it's been a little bit of a crescendo in terms of releasing any form of negative energies. It's as if, I don't know if any of you have experienced it, but it's as if old memories of the past, which didn't serve us, suddenly, those sort of feelings and stuff come up again. I've had various people message me about it for themselves. And it's just that tail end of the slipstream, taking the deep hidden stuff out of our system. So today we shall anchor in. Yeah, yes, Jill, this is what I've been feeling. I mean, and often it's showing up through some physical discomfort, like somebody messaged me earlier today talking about all sorts of tooth issues came up all of a sudden, things that they thought they had already rectified just started surfacing. And they felt as if they needed to do some really big teeth readjustments. And then it all disappeared, just as fast as it came. But while it lasted, it was very uncomfortable, and it really took them back to the times in the past when they had the same teeth issues that they had to get dealt with. But like you've heard me say that, each tooth and the root canal of each tooth is connected to the brain. And literally every cell, every chamber of the brain is connected through our teeth, and brain is connected to every organ in our body. So teeth play a very, very, very important role. So when the jaw gets affected in any form, or any of the teeth get affected, then it has a direct impact on big chunks of the brain, which in turn has direct effect on the organs that part of the brain was connected to. So anyway, this is something that is just worth being aware of. And all that is to do is to feel whatever you're feeling and give permission for it to dissipate, so that when it goes away, what you're finally left with is what you have to deal with as a physical condition. So that's what's coming through to share on that front. In the context of 2021, this first slipstream is meant to put us at a place where some of those very deep-seated, unnerving, very, very deep memories that might have been put away to one side as a very conscious choice of ours. And these are often memories that occurred in this lifetime. They're not previous lifetime memories. They were the ones that are meant to have been cleared out by the end of this first slipstream. So be aware of that. That'll be happening naturally. And if it isn't happening, you just give yourselves permission to release whatever there is to be released, so that you come out the other side with not having that kind of a baggage in there within yourselves. Really, what we are looking to achieve between now and the summer solstice is a complete clearing of our own clearing. And our clearing is the clearing that depicts our full presence, which includes a connection from our physical body all the way to our higher self and back again into our body. So that's what we are looking to clear out. And then once that clearing is clear, we can choose to put in it whatever it is that we want, but at least we can create our life from a clean slate. That's the direction that we are going with these first few sets of slipstreams. And we are going to do it with flow and by remaining in flow all the way through. So your companion to ensure that you remain in that way is your body. Your body is your partner. Your body is your barometer. Your body is your indicator. Your body is your thermometer. And it'll be the yummy yucky test. That will be the one. Now start getting into, because sometimes what's happened is there are certain yuckinesses that may be so deep seated that um, we've become disassociated with them. We don't even recognize it unless they are right there in our faces. We become so numb to them. So just watch out for those kind of yuckinesses that arise. So the way I've been working with it is I consciously pause and choose, am I feeling yummy or am I feeling yucky? And if there is any form of like ickiness, it's not quite become a yuckiness yet, then I know that there will be an unsaid communication somewhere that would be at the root of it. It's very interesting, extremely interesting, and so easy to rectify, because who holds that unsaid communication vibe? It is us. We are the ones who hold it. But because we become numb to some of these things, we forget. But when you start doing it in a vigilant way, you will discover that there are certain times where there is a yuckiness. And there's no reason why there should be, because you've been in this situation before and it hasn't really bothered you. You managed to get on with it. And yet when you ask your body, am I feeling yummy or yucky about this? It says, the response is yucky. You can't quite figure out why that is. There will be an unsaid communication at the root of it. So the first thing to do when you have this yuckiness, the first way of addressing that is to go look for what's the unsaid communication. And if you cannot find any unsaid communication at all, then you can look for, is there an unfulfilled expectation in the past? If you find an unfulfilled expectation, there will be an unsaid communication that will be lurking underneath. So really what all there is to do, and you can't find the unsaid communication, you found an unfulfilled expectation, all there is to do is to unconditionally accept that. So the whole idea is to do whatever you do it as a conscious choice. We are literally toning up, rebuilding your solid connection to choice, which is one of the gifts you're born with, and it is a natural modus operandi on this planet. It is a modus operandi for anything that chooses to have life on this planet. It is choice. So, a zebra sees a lion approaching and it starts to run. You may say it's a reflex action, but the zebra could choose not to run. It may not make the choice in the way we humans make the choice, but that even that reflex action is a choice. So this is, for me, it was a really big thing to understand that is the natural modus operandi on this planet is choice. And sure enough, if this planet is about relationships and relating and relationships, they stem from choice. Even if we choose to give our choice to someone else, saying, oh, we had no choice, we had to do this because of this person or that person or this reason or that reason, we are choosing to do that. So making that conscious choice of unconditionally accepting what is, if you can't find an unsaid communication but have discovered an unfulfilled expectation, it allows you to have the freedom to move forward, and then you can move forward. The key thing is to remain in flow. Quite interesting magical experiences have been shared with me. Certainly with the business collective that I work with, literally the slipstream has, it feels almost like magic, just listening to some of the results that people have experienced. And it comes from an intention. So someone I was speaking to just earlier on, this person happens to be visiting Berlin right now. I was speaking to him just a few minutes ago, and he said that, he decided that he was going to live his life he wanted to get to a point where, he could retire early, and basically meant, and he's like, in his 30s. So he could retire early, and that he would have whatever resources he needed to live his life in the way he's living it now, which is reasonably comfortable, for the rest of his life. And he wanted to achieve that by the end of this year. And he began this journey in March last year, at which point his nest egg would be like $30,000. It's over 400,000 now. And this is an asset. So it's not an investment that is a capital gain. This is an asset that's generating sufficient monthly returns for him to have his livelihood completely covered for the rest of his life. Him and his family of 3 kids. It's interesting what's possible. Now, there is that, making that choice, becoming very consciously aware of how he was choosing to spend his money, but also consciously working ways of generating revenues that created cash flow. Again, it's like focus on the nuance automatically comes when you allow yourself that freedom to be unencumbered by any form of baggage and remaining in flow all the way through. There have been issues such as, like family feuds. Just because I keep talking about this is a year of flowing and flow, a slipstream is coming, take it up, create an intention. People have created pretty wild intentions for the slipstream. And one of them was like 3 generations of family feud around a land that was being blocked by, a couple of elders in the family. And, they just took it on. And there was one person who was a part of the work that I've been doing and decided to take it on, didn't push anything, just chose to remain in a yummy space and check it vigilantly every step of the way, implementing many of those very, very firm practices, business practices, in dealing with this very personal issue, operating from their source mastery. And it's resolved. Both the elders are just like, hand in glove with the next generation. And they're together doing what everyone now is enthusiastic about to be done with this piece of property. And it feels quite magical. But really the magic is here's the thing. Today's session, I want to focus on really becoming getting to that state of knowingness about your partnership with the universe, especially when it comes to flow. And that partnership with the universe is what I want to amplify today. So just in these 2 cases that I've talked about, quite different. And yet the similarity was in the practices. And it involved literally a full spectrum presence of each person that was taking forward their intention, including many of the resources that you've heard me talk about. We talked about money and what it's about and stuff. So money was involved in both of these cases, as was physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, and environmental well-being engaged. And the way they kept their finger on the pulse wasn't to split themselves 6 ways, but they actually focused their attention on the yummy yucky, very simple test. And bringing that yumminess in. Then looking at unsaid communication. That's been huge, the unsaid communication part. So simple, so small. And once you get into the practice of choosing to have no unsaid communications in your life, it becomes easy. The first few steps, and with certain people, it may be harder. But it is so worthwhile because it allows you to flow. And literally, the universe becomes so much more effective in service of you. So today's session is primarily about the universe, where we go from here to the next slipstream, which is actually going to be in May. And it's from the 11th of May until the 23rd of May. From here to the 11th of May, let's really deepen our connectedness to the universe as our partner and as the best server who is there in service of us, with the only intention to have us realize whatever it is that we choose to, as an expression of why our soul chose this human form. So we really get the universe to further amplify the amplification ability of this human form and increase the level of comfort our soul presence feels embodying this human form. So it's flowing in the partnership, the joint ventureship, the master-server relationship, and the friendship that we may have with the universe and all the resources that it can tap into on our behalf. Let's choose our conscious, subconscious, and unconscious awarenesses to accentuate the impact of that amazing relationship that we have with the universe. So get yourself to be comfortable. Sit up, feet on the floor, ideally. Drop your hands on either side of you. Palms are facing forward. Fingers are lightly stretched. Tips of your fingers are connected to the core of the earth. The base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. The middle of your feet are connected to the core of the earth. Just feel that connection with that cord that is made up of the alloy of gold, silver, copper, and bronze. The core of the earth is very active today. I mean, the gravitational pull is quite strong. And I believe we have a full moon in Pisces that's actually activating certain vortex-like movements in our internal water that runs through our body. And that enables us to release from our bodies any energies, ailments, or even entities that may be there inadvertently and got stuck there. And therefore, I have got some form of an anxious vibe about them. We are literally releasing all of that into the core of the earth. You may feel a little bit of a tug on your biceps. You feel a bit of tightness in the upper neck region and some tingling or twitching of the gums, and your jawbone might need a little bit of adjustment. Feel that connection of the base of your feet to the floor. And just press down a little bit. And as you press down, the back of your crown lifts up. And as the back of your crown lifts up, your shoulders drop down. The shoulder blades go back, becoming closer to each other. You're not doing anything. Your body is automatically moving this way. The double chin disappears. The chest is lifted up. You feel your head is just suspended gently, lightly over your neck. And your neck and head is suspended just over your shoulders. The spine is feeling relaxed. This is a third dimensional posture that opens up the pathways to connect us to the next two dimensions. So we automatically develop a direct line connection to the five-dimensional experience of our being. You will notice that through the vividness of the colors that you see, through an accentuation of the sense of smell that you develop, the experience of tasting, a nuance of flavors in your food. And your eyes feeling quite rested and relaxed. And you even wanting to keep them closed whilst remaining awake. Feeling a further accentuation of awakeness and how that feels in your being when you have your eyes shut. It's literally an experience of eyes wide shut. And as you experience that, you notice that your third eye feels more open than it has been up to this point in time. And that dull headache that some of you have been experiencing, or that twitchiness in your temples that you might have experienced, that pain in the back of your head that some of you might have had, just eases off. A big crackling release from your ears. Readjustment of your gums. Little bit of tingling in your teeth. A sweet tasting influx of saliva in your mouth. All of that arises as a big beaming smile appears in your pancreas. Now you can lift your hand and put them on top of your thighs. Your palms are facing upwards. Feel the sound of your breath. And as you are feeling the sound of your breath, you can actually feel the feel of the environment all around you. You can even feel that beautiful, gentle molecules and spray of moisture that makes up the air that surrounds you. And as you notice that, you notice that your presence starts to expand. You look and feel taller, more expanded, and more deeply anchored. A calm relaxation develops, your forehead stretches, any frown lines there disappear. And you come to a realization how much of you within you is smiling back at you. And you smile more. And as you smile at an even bigger smile, it's as if all of those areas in your being that you notice were smiling stretch out their smile as well. You start to experience the nuance of the different layers and textures of feelings that your body embodies. It is quite a lovely realization. It feels so good. Some of you may feel the need to lift your pelvis up. Just go ahead and do that. It's really because of the activation of energy that's concentrating in your tailbone. And that excess energy is being released into the core of the earth. You should be able to relax down again. And when you relax back down, some sort of a tension that some of you have had in the back of your sciatica nerve, that eases off. I'm getting you so connected to your physical body so that you start to understand the different shapes and forms of yumminess and yuckiness. And you also can understand what it feels like when you do release the yuckiness, or the yuckiness disappears by itself. Your hearts are open, each of our heart is opening. And this cumulative heart opening experience further accentuates a really big, smooth wave of the frequency of love. And it's as if the wave has got so many different textures, so many different nuances and layers, that you start to feel the feel of love. And it's love in its pure vibrational frequency, the one that is the human vibe, innate vibration. Now you can feel the strength and power in the presence of you as the leader, the commander, the inspiration for the universe. And you recognize and realize the presence of this huge resourcer that you have access to. You have the privilege of partnering with. You have the fortune of getting to know. You realize you are the leader and commander of this amazing resource master who is so humongous in its presence and its reach. You start to see how far it extends in this lifetime, on this planet, and beyond. You no longer have to hold on to or remember stuff from the past lives. You can right this minute release it. For some of you, it'll be a very big thing. The moment you release it, you know that the universe can get to what it is that you have released as a resource, as and when you require. You do not need to hold all aspects or facets of that experience. You can only focus your attention on your intention and what it is that you are consciously choosing to bring forth in this lifetime, leaving the universe to tap into all that you have amassed and that it can have access to on its own esteem. The intention is for the universe to be able to ride the wave of the amplifying frequency of love that you bring into this partnership as a leader and commander of your life, and the experience of living your life coming into wave after wave of aliveness. With the universe connected so beautifully, you know you are held by it. You know you are supported by it. You can very safely allow yourself to expand to the extent that you wish to. And stay grounded, laying down your roots, remembering your roots, remaining rooted, strong in your trunk, in your core. Receiving all that is coming your way as you, in a very pure, unadulterated form, hold the intention of emerging as the master that you are. Being at the source of your life. Those of you who know your source mastery, this is the point where you connect to the vibe of your source mastery. Allow yourself to receive and get to know the nuances that make up this vibration. Standing tall as the master that you are, you breathe in to the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6, aligning your mind brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. And then we go ahead and have 3 human vibe attunements One, a declaration from the human form to the soul being. The second one from the soul to the human presence. And the third is a harmonized declaration of the two as one. We complete with the 946 breath. So let's begin. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now just repeat after me. Feel your presence in the human form. And you very powerfully, as a matter of choice and a conscious choice, make this declaration, up-leveling and uplifting the enlightened frequency of you in your human form to the highest frequency you can possibly hold in this lifetime. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. You bring forth this declaration from your soul presence to your human form. And your human form, with grace, receives it. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. The two come together as one, the soul being and the human form, in complete harmony. Make this declaration. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I anchor the human within humanity. 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 Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your hands in front of your throat, rub them against each other, put them over your eyes, open your eyes in them, take them on top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck, and give an energy sweep. The human vibe attunement is complete. If you need to be somewhere, please go ahead and leave the gathering. And if you would like to share your word to anchor as we complete this session, it would be very gracefully received and anchored. So your word to complete the session. What an amazing meditation. Thank you, dear one. Thank you. Peace and stillness, good vibes, enchanted, lightness of being, magnificence, exquisite transmission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Establishment. Thank you, whole and complete. Choice brings peace and authenticity. Indeed. Held. Yeah, it was quite beautiful. Rebuilding connection to choice. Yes. Beautiful. I look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. Looking forward to going to the forest tomorrow, and we will be feeding the placenta that fed this little baby that got born into the forest here in Germany. They have this amazing thing that happens here in Germany when the baby's born, because homeopathy is quite advanced here in Germany. So they take some of the placenta and make, the nappy cream that you have. It's made from the placenta. And they also make a number of little tinctures and little homeopathic pills for any colds and coughs that the child may have. And you can use them all the way till the child is becomes a teenager and goes past their adolescent. And they are so effective, those little homeopathic tinctures that they make with the placenta. And what remains, you can take it with you, or ask them to dispose of it. We chose to take it. So we are going to feed the forest with that nourishment. So quite a beautiful experience we will have tomorrow. Flowing in the flow of love and peace, feeling the power in my presence. That's the game. Peacefully loving. Beautiful. Feeling my biggest expression ever with lots of yummy. Ooh, watch out, world. Lee is here. Thank you with so much gratitude, supported and choosing expansion. Wonderful. Being the flow of aliveness. We have been anchoring our Beyond Meditation in Mexico. Lovely. Via the Mayan world, culture. Thank you, everyone, and for us being together. Thank you, Sarah, for just taking it on and being such a beautiful stand for this work to be out there and expanded and spread in every way possible. There are multiple pathways to cover our planet, and you are certainly leading the way in one of them, in several of them. Thank you, Janice. Expansive experience of inhabiting my authentic self. Beautiful, filled with beauty and power and gratitude. Sounds wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Yes, I'll share some photographs. Thank you all. Thank you. Grandma duty time now. Bye-bye.